Hi everyone, I'm Chef David Jahnke, and today I would like to share a few facts and tips and general information about chef knives, which might could help you on how to choose the correct one for yourself or as a present. In the kitchen, we use different types of knives for different types of works. For example, we have knives especially for meats and taking bones out of a meat. We have a fillet knife, especially to fillet small fish or big fish. There's knife to bring shape into vegetables for food carving. There's knives just for sashimi cuts. There's many different types, but the chef knife I consider is the most used one because, well, in general, in working at home or in a professional way in the kitchen, that's the knife you're probably going to use the most. So I consider it's worth to spend some money on a nice quality knife because it will last all your life if you're going to take good care of it. Here I have a few of my own personal chef knives. They between French, German, a few different brands of German knives. Usually all come from Solingen, which is a very popular area in Germany since over hundreds of years to make knives. And I also have a Japanese knife, which is my favorite one. So first thing I would say when you want to look for a nice chef knife for yourself, take a look at the grip, take a look at the weight, take a look at the blade, and hold it in your hand. Try to hold it and see how it feels. Does it feel comfortable? How is the balance of the knife? Do you like it to have more balance, for example, in the blade, or do you want to have more balance in the grip? And you want to have a long blade, and you want to have a heavy blade, a heavy knife. All those details I would take a look individual to make it easier to find the correct knife for yourself. First, let's take a look at the blade. The blade, for example, there could be different versions. Those are all chef knives. Here you can see they have a different shape. Some of them have more like an Asian style shape, and some of them have more like an European style shape, which is with the pointed tip. We want to look first of all when we look at the blade, if you want to have a full knife which comes with blade and the grip together in one piece. Usually they're hollow inside, which makes them a little bit lighter. We can have a blade which has a full tang. You can see the blade and the tang are complete pieces. And we can also have knives, for example, like here in that case the Japanese one, which is a blade which has a hidden tang into the grip, which in that case is a wood grip. Benefits on having a full tang. First of all, it makes it safer because it will not as easy that it will fall out as it could be happening if you have like a hidden tang stick into a grip. So like that's one benefit, but it also makes the knife heavy, of course. It adds more weight to it. Some people like to have a little bit more heavier knife because now, of course, when you push down, it makes it easier because you have the weight which helps you through the cutting. But also now the knife gets heavier, and if you have to work with it like 10 hours or something, you're gonna get tired after a while holding a very heavy knife. So in that case, I would better choose a lighter knife. That's why kind of the Japanese knife in that case is my favorite one. This one here has a very light blade. It's not heavy, but it's very hard and solid metal, which keeps the sharpening much longer than when you have a smooth metal, no? Also, if you have a smooth metal and your knife would fall down on the ground, probably it will just, let's say, blend over a little bit. If you have like a very hard metal, it probably could break, which of course is not as great because the blended metal you always can blend back and get it back into shape. A broken knife, that's of course more difficult to get that back to make it work again. Some of the knives we can see they come with a bolster on the bottom part here. This is for the protection of your hand, so you won't hurt yourself. I kind of don't like it personally so much because it's very difficult because we can't sharp it, and after a while if you're going to sharp the rest of your blade you're just going to create an hollow empty room on the blade, which now makes it difficult to cut through things completely, and that's why I prefer to have a blade without the bolster. When we're talking about knife grips, there could be, like we already said, have a complete knife where the grip is the same material as the blade. So we could have, this is a black plastic material which they add over the tang, um, we can have a rubber material which is also made of artificial black plastic. And there's other materials, for example, like when we're gonna go to the Japanese knives, or there's also some of the French knife which use wood. Wood is kind of nice because it's a little bit lighter sometimes than the full metal or the black plastic, which makes again the knife a little bit lighter. From all those knives you see here, this is my personal favorite, as I mentioned it. This is a Japanese knife, but it has the longest blade you can see, and it's the lightest knives from all of them because just of the materials had been used in here. First of all, it has the hidden tang, it has the light bamboo wood, and the blade is also very light and thin metal, which gives, of course, the knives a very light weight. How to storage your knife? Some of the knives come with an individual case, which is of course great. It protects the knife individual and has exactly the size as your knife. There's knife bags where you can put your knives all together and roll them together and kind of hold them like a small suitcase. We have magnet bars, which I personally like a lot because it keeps the knife visible. And if you keep your magnet bar clean and dry, it will always protect your knife and you don't have any contact with other items with them. And you can hang it everywhere in the kitchen, so you always have direct contact to your knife whenever you need it. Another way would be wood blocks where you can put your knife inside or several of them together, and those are like the basic gadgets to storage your knives. I just recommend keep them dry and try to avoid that they are like in contact with other items together. Well, thank you for allowing me to share a few details about chef knives with you, and I also will add the information in a text below the video, so if you want to read again a few details about it, it will be there. And any questions you have, just let me know and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible.